Welcome to On the Last Episode, the podcast for English learners who like movies and series. Here you can improve your English and have fun with our episodes and exercises. This is episode number 2. The Walking Dead episodes 1 and 2 with our host Jennifer and guest teacher Erika Nunes.
Hello, good morning, Erika.
Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Very nice. And how is the week going?
Completely busy, but okay so far.
Okay. No, mine is busy as well, but yeah, there's always time to watch some episodes, so yes. I mean, what about The Walking Dead, huh?
Oh God, new season.
Yes, so excited.
Oh.
Yes.
So have you watched the latest episode?
Yes, I did. I mean, after episode 1, I mean, everyone was so like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then came episode 2. Episode 2 was a lot slowlier than episode 1, I guess. Less violent, but still I thought it was a very interesting episode. What did you think? Did you watch it?
Yes, we did. So I guess it was a good episode as we had King Ezekiel, which is a very nice character, a very important character.
Yeah, and very new as well, right? I mean, we have some new people coming.
Yes, and people were excited to see him. I remember in the previous season when we were seeing some pictures, and some of the new characters, they seemed a lot like Jesus. And then we were like, oh, so is Jesus coming to the TV series? So everybody was pretty excited. And the same happened with Negan when we found out that he was going to be on the TV series. And also now Ezekiel and the tiger.
Yes, I mean, that's a pet, right?
Yeah,
if you want respect,
what a pet to have.
Exactly. If you want respect, you just choose a little tiger.
Yeah, I have a cat, you have a dog,
Yeah,
you have a tiger.
Exactly. It's just a bigger cat, I guess, right?
True. That's
For
true.
him, at least, yeah. I love cats, but that's a little bit too big for me.
Yeah, that's true.
So should we go back now to episode 1 and then today discuss episodes 1 and 2? What do you think? Okay, very good. So how excited or anxious were you before episode 1 for what was gonna happen?
And in the beginning of the year, when season 6 ended, I was talking to my boyfriend because he likes to watch it as well. And we were making our bet about who would be killed by Negan.
Okay.
And he already had an idea. He said that in his opinion it would be Abraham.
Oh, really? So even though the comics already said it was gonna be Glenn, he thought it was going to be Abraham.
Yes, and I told him in comics it's Glenn, and he doesn't read the comics.
Okay.
So he's like, okay, but by Negan's words at the end, like Negan says something like, "One took the strike like a
champ.
boss, like a champ, yeah, something like that." And according to the characters that were there, he thought that only Abraham would have this kind of attitude, which in the end was really true. So we were kind of expecting Abraham to be killed, but Glenn, even though he was killed in the same way in the comics, we were like, okay, but one death is already
enough.
good. So Glenn was a surprise.
Yes.
So we were like, come on, you already killed Abraham. Let him live, please.
Yeah,
So it was really shocking.
Okay. I mean, I must admit, because from everything I've read about Negan and how crazy he is, if you want, I, at some point, especially when he took Rick on the trailer, I really thought, okay, now Rick is going to die. Rick is going to do something stupid and he is going to die. And I must say, and I know a lot of people are going to get very angry with me, is that I was expecting Rick to die. I was even kind of hoping he did.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I I don't dislike him, but I also don't love him, you know? I mean, some characters like Darrow and other people, you either love them or you hate them. Like Negan, you have to hate Negan right now. And Darrow right now, you will all love him. But Rick, he's somehow in between. I don't know. He doesn't talk to me. He doesn't make me feel anything, I guess. So for me, he really is a character that could disappear tomorrow and leave room for other of the characters to really take a leading role.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean, come on, how cool would it be now that Megan, I mean, she's so angry. She could be a new leader, for example. Maybe not the best one, but she could be a leader now.
Yeah, Maggie's future is something that is not really clear right now because she has lost everybody.
Yes, she only has the baby, maybe, because we still don't know, right?
There's a maybe, a baby. But in the beginning, when they lost the farm, so many people from her family, they died the same day. And later on, we had the governor killing Herschel in front of her and her sister, Beth, which was one of the worst actions ever. I really liked her.
It was really sad, yes.
Yeah, and I guess we miss him a lot because he was really useful. And he used to keep Rick on track because then Rick would go crazy, but then Herschel would bring him back. And now that Herschel is not there anymore, then Rick's kind of, I don't know, losing focus on everything.
Yes.
But anyway, and then later we had Beth dying like in a very stupid way. I really didn't like the way she died. And then it was only Glenn. And then now Glenn was beaten to death. So, oh God.
And she had to watch it. I mean, the scene where he's trying to talk to her and tell her, I will find you again. Oh man, yeah. That scene was very... it was horrible.
Yeah, it was completely heartbreaking. And everybody liked Glenn. Glenn was a very nice character. But I really don't know what Maggie is going to do now, what it will be for her. And that's really something unknown that we have to watch.
Yes, and then wait and see. I mean, I've read quite a few theories about how this is time for her to rise. How she now is going to really become even stronger than she already was for her baby. So we will see. I guess we will have to wait and see. But a lot of people are thinking that this is going to start in this season, but really just come through in the next one. So yeah, wait and see.
Yeah, maybe, yes. Especially because things are like really different from the comics. So we can't really predict what's gonna happen.
Yes,
so
and we have new
Maggie,
people as well, like Sasha, for example.
Yes, Maggie in the comics, she's kind of different, as well as Carol, who is completely different. So yeah, I guess we have to watch and wait to see what's gonna happen with her. The same with Sasha, right?
Yes. I mean, Sasha's completely new, right? I mean, she just appears in the series, so yes. I mean, she is really a mystery. You talked about Carol. What about Carol in episode 2? I mean, I love when she does things like that. Like, I am so useless. I am such a fragile woman. Please help me.
Yeah. Carol, it's like... in the comics, she's completely different, and she's not even alive in the comics. So she, in the TV series, she kind of assumed a role that was designed for Andrea. So, but as the actress that used to play Andrea, she decided to step down from the series. Then they kind of had to give this role to someone else, and that's how Carol became such a, sorry for the expression, but such a badass. person
Okay, yes.
in the series. Because she kind of assumed the role that was made for Andrea. So it's kind of funny to see that she's really smart. And it's not the first time that she played like, oh, will you help me? I'm nobody. But she's really dangerous.
And it really is interesting because in a way, she was like that before the whole zombie apocalypse, right? I mean, she really was like this. She was a stay-at-home mom, and she had a very abusive husband, and she pretended already. But she became such a strong person throughout the whole process. So for her to pretend that she is someone else, it's quite easy. And I think it's really interesting to see how she can step so quickly into this. Oh yes, like she did in Alexandria, right? I'm stay at home. Well, she wasn't really a mom there, but yes, she was cooking, she was helping people, and don't worry, I cannot hurt you. But then when she needs, she goes and she hurts people and zombies.
Yeah, that's true. So until season 3, Carol was this innocent woman. She lost Sophia, like her daughter, in season 2, and that was really heartbreaking. But then I guess that was the starting point for her to change. And then in the first seasons, we were like, why do we like Carol? Carol is a weak character. We with Carol or without Carol, it doesn't really make a difference. But then when she started, like in the prison, I believe it was the 3rd season.
Yes.
They were in the prison. So that was a place in which she started to develop this part of her, that it's not innocent, that it's not weak, and that she could be as strong as the others. And then she became like a pretty important asset for the group.
Yes.
So right now we can't really imagine Rick's group without Carol.
Yes, it's hard, but I think also, we will talk about the other seasons, but especially in season 3, I mean, because she was still finding herself, the whole part where she decides to kill all those sick people, I think for her it was a moment like, okay, now I went too far. And she saw that she would have to find somewhere in between, and now she's struggling again, right? And she feels bad because she saw too much violence, she saw too many people die, she killed too many people. So I guess she is again in one of those points where she will have to find herself and her role again. And I'm looking forward to that, to see what exactly is going to happen with Carol. Because right now she's quite isolated, right? She's living near the whole community from King Ezekiel, but she's not really with them.
Yes, she decided to stay outside of it, and Morgan is with her, right? So
yes and no, because I think he's living in the community, but yes, I mean, he took her there, so he knows where she is. I guess, he's going to give her some support.
And Morgan was a character that I believe made everybody pretty angry with his new non-violence lifestyle, which during a zombie apocalypse isn't that useful.
Exactly, especially because he really can't fight, right?
Yeah. So, but I guess I cannot understand Morgan because he had really a terrible breakdown when his son turned. And the same with Carol, they lost Sophia. So I guess it's really, how can I say, losing a child like that is really something traumatizing. So I don't know, maybe anybody can go a little bit crazy when this kind of thing happens, especially in a context like a zombie apocalypse. That's the end of the world.
Exactly.
So, oh gosh. But then he was really annoying. And he was causing problems because of that. And we were like, oh Morgan, you used to be so nice. So what happened to you?
I liked you so much before. And
like in the first season, or when he appeared again.
Exactly. When Rick kind of saved him again, right? I mean, and brought him back. And, well, yeah, he keeps appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing, so... But, I mean, coming back to episode 2...
Yes.
What about the whole King Ezekiel scene? But then we actually find out that he is under the control of the Saviors as well, but the people have no idea.
That was kind of what?
Exactly, because I thought, well, maybe then they can partner up and finally try and take Negan down. But then we see, no.
Yeah, that's the feeling, So, trouble ahead.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So, yes, that's the thing that I like the most about The Walking Dead, because there is no such thing as obvious. So when we think like, okay, now they're gonna be at peace, and then something happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the first time that I saw Jesus, because as I didn't read the comics, then I had no idea who Jesus was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, but is this guy good? Is this guy bad?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea. Are they using Rick's group to get rid of something, or are they together so that they can kill everybody?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea what was going on.
Well, and I guess we still don't, right? Because there are a lot of things that I think is still going to happen this season that will really determine just how together they are, how if they will even maybe all three communities, if they can really try and partner up and try and do something against the Saviors.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, we cannot predict what's going to happen, because many things can happen, and that's what I like the most about the show.
Yes, but I mean, we can always hope, huh?
Yeah, we can always hope. I hope that Glenn would survive, but okay.
Yeah, not all dreams come true.
True, that's true.
But what do you think, why, about the pigs? Because, they were at least in episode 2, getting those pigs and giving them zombies to eat, and then giving those pigs to the Saviors. So why do you think are they doing this, and what is going to happen to the Saviors? Do you think they're going to get sick because of that, or it's not really going to change anything? Do they have like really a goal in mind by doing that?
I guess so, because we are not pretty sure, even though we are in season 7, but we are not pretty sure of what this infection is and how it works. So they don't even call them zombies, they call them walkers, which for me is kind of an interesting point, because as they don't really know what they are, they call them walkers because maybe they're not zombies, or maybe they are, we don't know.
Yes.
So yes, maybe there is another way of getting infected, and not only by being beaten. For example, maybe there is another way, and I think that's the objective. Because then it's not something really suspicious. It's not something that people would look and, I think this is weird. I'm not gonna have it. So it's kind of suspicious, and maybe the Saviors would never know who did it and what happened.
Exactly.
Because it could be something completely different. So I guess it is a way to start turning on the Saviors, but not like raising the war flag.
Exactly.
Which, in my opinion, is the best way of fighting them, because we have just found out that fighting him openly is not a very good idea.
Nope. No. It's certainly not. Well, we will talk about The Walking Dead very soon again, because yes, the series just started again, and I guess every 2 or 3 episodes we're going to stop and then talk about them as we go. Okay, and okay, so if you guys liked it, and if you guys think it was cool, please just give a like and share, and don't forget to go to our webpage so that you can get the transcripts and the exercises for free.
Yes, don't forget that.
And yes, if you like it, please share with your friends.
Okay, guys. So don't forget to like and to comment, to tell us what you think and give us your feedback. It's really important.
Very, very important, so that we know if we are talking about the series you like, and if we maybe missed something or forgot something, yeah, please just let us know so that we can always improve the podcast. Okay, so Erika, I wish you an amazing week.
Okay, you too, Jennifer.
Thank you, and so bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.